Hello and welcome to the Caring Matters podcast. As you can see from the background, this is our holiday edition, and so Margaret and I came up with some gift ideas. So the first part of this is going to be gift ideas for older adults. If you're a caregiver looking for something to give one of your relatives that's an older adult. And the second part of this are going to be gift ideas for caregivers. So if you have a caregiver in your life, if you're not the caregiver but you know of a caregiver, these are ideas we've come up with for that. So let's begin with the holiday gift ideas for older adults. The first thing I thought of, if you're up in the Midwest or north part of our country, and we're here in Cincinnati, Ohio, is something I saw at the store, and people have told me about this, and it's a little grip-on thing for your shoes. So it's a little traction device that you clip on over your shoes so that if you have to walk in the snow or especially the ice, you can do that. And it actually digs into the ice or snow. So I saw these just the other day at the store, just like a $20 item that's going to fit over your shoes to lock in. And I think that's a great idea actually for anybody, but especially older adults who are really tentative about walking if the weather gets a little nasty out there. So I just thought that was a great idea. I don't have a brand name for you, but I just Google searched it, and there's lots of different types of clamp-on traction devices for your shoes. So that might be an idea. The other thing I think is a really good idea for older adults are to have postage stamps and cards, like a box of cards that's a variety of cards, and then to give those forever postage stamps as well. A lot of times older adults want to do that kind of communicating, box of thank you notes or just note cards, birthday cards to have on hand so they can send those out. And if you give the box or the book of stamps with it, it's a great gift to combine that. I know that there's a lot of birthday cards now that have extra depth or width to them, and so sometimes it'll say you have to add extra postage. So often I'll also add some of the stamps that are a little higher priced that will be okay. I think they're around 65 cents for those types of cards too. So if you're given the cards that need extra postage, to also include the extra postage in there as well. The other thing I thought of is a fruit basket. I know people, that might be a common gift, but fresh fruit is always welcome and always great for people to have in their house. So I think a fruit basket's an excellent idea. It's also something you could send if you have someone you care about that's long distance. It's a great idea to send a fruit basket to them. The other idea is a book of coupons that you've made up. So you might put in there maybe 5 things that you'll do for this older adult that you'll give them. So here's some ideas for that. A foot massage that you give. I love to give foot massages to older adults, and I did take a class in it, but you really don't have to have taken a class to give a good foot massage. And you just need some good lotion and just to be able to rub their feet a little bit. A lot of older adults, if they're having trouble with their circulation and their feet are often cold, especially in the winter time, it's a great thing you can do for them. Just put them in an easy chair that reclines and puts their feet up, and you just plop a chair in front and give a great foot massage. What I do is I have a towel down, then I put their bare feet, and then I wrap the towel around the foot that I'm not working on, and then when I'm done with working on it, I'll wrap the towel around that, and then just keep their feet warm while you're doing one foot or the other. But it's a great thing. I don't know if you've ever had your feet massaged, but it's a wonderful feeling. The other coupon idea you can put if you're going to give them a thing of coupons is that you'll make a meal for them, that you'll bring the ingredients over and cook for them at their home. I think people would just love that. Maybe a trip to the store, that you'll do a trip to the store or take them to the store. You'll take them on a shopping trip, and book a couple of hours in your day to do that for them. So that's an idea if you want to do a coupon book. The other thing that's a great idea is to come up with just a box, get one of those nice boxes, and put some of their favorite foods in it. If they like candy, a special kind of candy, or a special kind of nuts, or those energy bars, or whatever, packets of hot chocolate, packets of tea or coffee, that kind of thing. I think it's great for an older adult. I thought that maybe if you gave them the gift of your time to put together some of their old photos. You know how we all have boxes of old photos? Well, why not just say, one afternoon I'm going to come over and I'm going to go through some of those old photos with you and put just a few of them in an album. I know sometimes the photo part's a little overwhelming, but it can be a start if you've got a couple hours to spend with someone. And what a great thing to do together. It's a great activity as you look over old photos. The other thing is I did for my aunt. She lived in Hamilton, Ohio, and I picked her up one day. She was in an assisted living facility, and we drove around to all the homes she used to live in. They were all in about probably a 30-minute radius of where she lived. So we just drove by, and she would tell me stories about all the homes that she lived in, where she grew up, and so on. But she tricked me. My aunt lived to be 100 years old. And she said, "Now, Liz, will you take me to the house I was born in?" And I said, "Sure, Aunt Rose." And she said, "Okay, well, it's in California." Well, we were in Hamilton, so she had fooled me on that one. But we had a great time coming up with, or going around to all her other homes that she had lived in. The other thing I think that's nice is fresh flowers. People enjoy just the smell and the beauty of fresh flowers. And any kind of specialty coffees and teas if they're a coffee or tea drinker as well. Margaret also had some ideas if your loved one is in a nursing facility, and that was to maybe bring in a jigsaw puzzle that folks could do together at some of the community tables, or bring in a CD that has big band music or just some relaxing music as well. And we also thought of some of the adaptive clothing for people who are less able to kind of dress themselves and so on. There's a group called Independent You here in Cincinnati that has a store full of those types of items. That it might be a shirt that looks like a man's business shirt, but was actually put on with Velcro and easy to put on, so it doesn't require all the skills that you might need to button buttons and so on. So that might be something to think about. You can also just ask the care facility that they're in and just ask some of the staff, what is it that's a good gift here that we could bring. I know that another thing to do is to bake homemade goods or have a jar of candy or cookies. And if your loved one's in a room, that might get some of the staff visiting a little more often if you have a bag or a box of cookies for everybody to be able to share with the staff. So those are my ideas for the older adults. And I also have just a short list of things if you're trying to buy for a caregiver. And those are things that might help them relax, like bath salts or bath items. Spa treatments, like a massage, to buy them a massage. I know the Groupon type things, you can always get a massage these days for about half of what we're used to paying. So check out some of those deals on some of those internet specials. Teas and coffee, I think, are a great idea for older adults. Movie tickets for your caregivers, dinner out, care vouchers. Don't get them a dog. Whatever you do, don't get them a dog. It's too much work. But care vouchers, any kind of relaxation tools, including CDs. Fruit is always good. And just the gift of your time is always good. So, and also Bob Evans has meals under $20 that you can go and pick up a meal for someone who's a caregiver. So those are some ideas for you. And we hope that you have happy holidays here at the Caregivers Assistance Network. I'm Liz Tassone. I want to thank you for listening, and I also want to thank our sponsors, who are Vitas Hospice, Hillebrand Home Health, Home Care by Blackstone, Family Bridges Home Care, Lifespan, and Bailey. Happy holidays.